So yeah, it finally happened. After months of back and forths, fallouts, arguments, gifts, betrayals, live stream meltdowns, and more awkward public confrontations than anyone could count, they made it official. She said yes. Those were the words that quietly wrapped up a storyline filled with everything but quiet. A story that began with a YouTuber just trying to surprise someone with a chocolate bar, and ended with cops being called, Teslas being gifted, and relationships falling apart in real time. And now we're going to break it all down. Because what started as a cringe TikTok romance spiraled into a full-blown internet soap opera, with broken friendships, staged robberies, bodycam leaks, and influencer egos melting down under the pressure of fame. Let's begin. It started simple. Jack and his circle were doing what they always do, filming everything. From birthdays to breakups, nothing was off limits. Happy birthday, Michelle. Here's a bar. Here's a Tesla. Here's a prank. Oh wait, was that real? What began as harmless clout chasing turned volatile fast. The tension behind the scenes, not just content. From car raps sparking gender-based arguments. Why'd you wrap it pink? Because you're a girl. I thought it would be blue to match mine. To accusations of matching cars as some twisted form of control, the vibe was changing. And not in a good way. People weren't laughing anymore. They were seething. Behind every cheerful gift and public hug was a storm brewing backstage. The real drama wasn't just who was dating who. It was who was leaking texts, who was calling the cops, who was showing up unannounced, who was pressing record when they shouldn't have. And the audience, watching it all unfold like it was reality TV, except it wasn't. This was real life, and people were getting hurt. Let's talk about McKinley. Because if Chapter 1 was about messy romance and expensive surprises, Chapter 2 is where it turns dark. It started with a call, then another, and then a third, this time to the police. Bodycam footage was leaked, and in it we saw everything unfold. Tension, a standoff, and a young woman visibly shaken, trying to retrieve her things from a house she didn't feel safe returning to alone. He put his hands on her, said one witness. He locked her out. He's been threatening her with texts. The officers weren't responding to just a breakup. They were responding to what looked a lot like emotional abuse, maybe worse. And who was behind the camera? Another influencer. Another friend. Another ex-friend. One who claimed they were just being there to help her. She called me, he said. She asked me to help her get her stuff. That's it. It's not my story to tell. But the footage was public now, and even if no one wanted to tell the story, the audience pieced it together themselves. Clips went viral. TikToks blew up. Commentary channels pounced. Suddenly, it wasn't about content anymore. It was about accountability. And people started asking hard questions. Was Jack abusive? Was McKinley telling the truth? Who was exploiting who? And just as quickly as the story blew up, it went silent. No more posts. No more stories. Everyone waiting for McKinley to speak, but she never did. Instead, her friends filled in the blanks. Let's switch gears. Because while one half of the internet was dissecting the McKinley situation, the other was busy arguing about Sam. Yes, that's Sam. Ex-friend, ex-girlfriend, ex-something. It depends on which stream you caught. But one thing was clear. The beef between her, Grace, Nian, and the rest of the crew was very, very real. She's not a good person, someone said on stream. She leached off my brother first, then off me, then off Nian. I mean, she's been doing it for years. It was harsh, petty, and totally on brand for this corner of the internet. She's always trying to act like she's above it all, they said, like she's changed. But the only thing that changed was her boyfriend. They didn't stop there. She tries to take the high ground like she's grown, but all she's done is hop to the next guy. And sure, maybe there was a little exaggeration. But when you live stream every emotion, people don't need facts. They just need vibes. It wasn't just about Sam anymore. It was about the economy of relevance and how some influencers survive by riding the algorithm and each other like waves. She used to talk down on us like she was better, one of the guys said. Now she's making $5 a month. But even in the middle of all that trash talk, there was a weird affection. She's a hard worker, one of them admitted. She just got caught up in what people around her were saying. So which was it? Fake friend? Victim of clout? A hustler who finally got played? Whatever the truth was, one thing was certain. This world is messy. And every few weeks, someone else becomes the main character in the disaster show that is influencer drama. So after all the drama, fights, and backstabbing, things took another weird turn. It was Tesla time. One second, they're arguing about pink wraps. The next, someone's getting gifted a whole electric car. And not just any car, Jack pulls out the ultimate flex. I got you a brand new Tesla. Cue the disbelief. Wait, is this real? Is this a prank? Is this another clout moment? McKinley couldn't even tell. She sat in the front seat, smiling but still unsure if it was actually hers or if it was another bait and switch, like the time with the Ferrari. You could see it in her face, half excitement, half suspicion. And honestly, who could blame her? In a world where everything is filmed and nothing is sacred, even the gifts start to feel performative. One minute, it's happy birthday. The next, it's surprise. We're giving this away to a random subscriber because nothing in this crew ever stays private or permanent. They even joked about giving it away in the spirit of Christmas. Just another day in influencer land where love is measured in likes and every luxury item might just be clickbait. And McKinley. She was still trying to figure out if she had just gotten a car or gotten played again. But nothing, and I mean nothing, hit harder than the Maybach moment. Jack brings out a dream car, a $210,000 Maybach, decked out, pristine. The whole crew is hyping it up. Cameras rolling, energy high. He tells her it's yours. She gasps. Her eyes go wide. She almost tears up. And then, just like that, he says, "I'm kidding." He wasn't gifting it. He was pranking her. The entire emotional roller coaster, manufactured for content. She didn't cry, but she looked like she could. Even Jack seemed to realize he went too far. He didn't drag it out. He cut the bit short because, honestly, it was that brutal. She tried to laugh it off, and "I'm so messed up," but everyone watching could feel it. This wasn't just a joke. This was someone dangling a dream in front of her face and then snatching it away for views. They laughed, moved on. But the vibe shifted. That's the thing with these influencers. One moment they're saying, don't compare yourself to others. And the next, they're parking 6 luxury cars in their driveway to flex on the same people they just gave advice to. It's a circus. And McKinley, she was stuck performing whether she wanted to or not. While all the pranks and Teslas were happening, something way more serious was bubbling under the surface. McKinley had left the house, and she didn't feel safe going back alone, so she called a friend. Not just any friend, someone with clout, someone with a camera. She wanted to retrieve her stuff, quietly. But by then, things had already escalated to a point of no return. The police were called. The situation had turned from influencer drama into a real-life domestic conflict. When the officers showed up, it was already tense. She was in a car nearby. Jack had allegedly locked her out and threatened to destroy her things if she came back, so her friend showed up, Lauke, trying not to be seen, waiting for the right moment to get her inside. The footage had leaked, and when it hit the internet, it exploded. Viewers saw it all, bodycam footage, emotional breakdowns, raw fear. There was no skit, no script, just reality, unfiltered and deeply uncomfortable. Jack wasn't arrested, but the internet wasn't asking for charges. They were asking for accountability. How did it get this bad? Why did no one stop it sooner? And who was helping her off camera? The friend who showed up that day said he didn't want to be involved, that he was just doing what a good friend would. He told the cops it was her story to tell, not his. And maybe that's true. But when you're part of the most streamed drama on TikTok, YouTube, and Reddit all at once, silence is its own kind of answer. After the bodycam footage leaked, everyone expected a statement. But what followed was nothing. No live explaining things, no apology posts, just total radio silence. McKinley didn't speak out. Jack didn't clarify. And the guy who helped her, still claiming it wasn't his story to tell. So the internet did what it always does when left in the dark. It started filling in the blanks. Clips from older streams resurfaced. Viewers combed through footage, looking for signs of manipulation or red flags. Threads blew up on Reddit. TikToks labeled with proof she was scared or "this moment hits different now" racked up millions of views. It stopped feeling like entertainment. It became true crime fan theory territory. But even as the commentary piled up, those closest to the situation stayed quiet, either out of legal fear, guilt, or just not wanting to be the next viral target. It was all so messy, so unresolved. And in the influencer world, unresolved stories don't die, they get monetized. With McKinley off the radar, attention shifted, hard, back to Sam and Grace. Because no matter how many Teslas you give away or Maybachs you pretend to own, drama will always find its way back to the Oigs. Grace, now linked with Nian, was suddenly positioned as the one who changed. Or at least, that's how she sold it. She wasn't about the drama anymore, she was moving on. Above it all. But her old crew wasn't buying it. She only changed because she got with Nian, one of the guys snapped. If she didn't link with him, she'd still be doing the same clout stuff she always did. Then came the accusations. She was talking down to people, acting like she was better than the crew she used to hang with, pretending she never needed them. Which, in this space, is the ultimate betrayal. Because even if you fall out, the code is, don't talk down. They started calling her out by name, saying she did it for views, that she kept their names in her mouth to stay relevant, that she changed, just not in the way she claimed. And sure, some of it was petty, but some of it hit deep, because they weren't just attacking her, They were calling out the entire influencer high ground illusion. The idea that you can be better than the chaos while still benefiting from it. One line kept getting repeated over and over again in different ways, across different clips by different voices. We were best friends. And that was the dagger. Because that's what made it personal. Not the cars, not the subs, not the beef over who was dating who. It was the fact that these people used to be in each other's homes, sharing meals, filming for each other's channels, crashing on the same couches. And now they couldn't even say each other's names without venom. We grew up together, and now she's taking shots at us every chance she gets. For what? Nobody did anything to her. That betrayal hit harder than any public prank or police call. It wasn't just internet drama. It was real friendships burned alive in front of millions of viewers. And for every person trying to move on, there was someone else in the comments reminding them what they said 6 months ago, what they did last year, or what's still floating around on old IG lives and leaked messages. The internet never forgets. And in this friend group, forgiveness is off the table. Right when things looked like they might cool off, another name got thrown into the fire, Gabby. One stream, one comment, one awkward moment, and suddenly, the internet decided she was the new girl. Gabby's the new girl? No, I'm good, the guy says. Plenty of fish in the sea. It was casual, almost dismissive, but in this circle, nothing stays casual for long. Because while that was happening, there was another moment that went viral for all the wrong reasons. A weird, borderline creepy interaction caught live. A girl repeatedly saying she had a boyfriend, clearly uncomfortable, while some dude kept talking, kept getting close, kept pushing past boundaries. She keeps tapping me, one guy said. She's uncomfortable, another voice jumped in. Viewers weren't laughing. The vibe wasn't funny. It was uncomfortable, unfiltered, and deeply telling of how warped the social dynamics in these circles had become. And just when it couldn't get any weirder, someone blurted out, "You guys want Taco Bell?" Like the whole thing was nothing. That's the reality of this ecosystem. You can go from violating personal space to debating crunch wraps in 2 seconds flat, no one even blinks. But amidst the chaos, not everything was dark. Enter Julian. One of the few wholesome moments in this whole mess came when Julian, who had been grinding in the background, staying out of most of the drama, got a surprise gift, a brand new MacBook. And not just any MacBook, a $5,000 setup, the best of the best. Just a day earlier, Julian had been sitting around looking at laptops on Facebook Marketplace, trying to figure out how to afford something decent, talking specs with the crew, asking questions, clearly wanting something better. And then, boom, gifted. No strings, no prank, just a genuine moment of appreciation. Dude, Julian, they called it. Because in this world where clout often outweighs character, someone recognizing your hustle and showing real gratitude, that hits different. It was a brief break from the madness. No cops, no fake relationships, just a moment of loyalty. The kind of thing that makes viewers believe maybe not everything in this universe is fake. Well, of course, this crew can't go more than a day without leveling up the flex. Next up, Michelle's birthday. And not just balloons or a chocolate bar. No, she gets a car, a full-on BMW. Keys handed over with the cameras rolling, the moment perfectly choreographed. Is this a prank? She asks. Nope. It's yours. And just like that, another car joins the driveway. Thank yous, hugs, shocks, standard protocol. But then things go one level higher. Jack turns to McKinley and drops the next bombshell. I just got you a brand new Tesla. She doesn't believe it. Not at first. How could she? After all the jokes, the Maybach prank, the emotional games, it felt too good to be true. Wait, actually, yeah, it's yours. But even with the keys in hand, she still hesitated. Because when every gift comes with a camera, it's hard to know what's real anymore. She smiles. She says thanks, but you can see the doubt behind her eyes. Is this love, or is this leverage? Is this a gift, or is this bait for the next viral clip? In this world, cars are content. Relationships are currency and trust. That's the rarest luxury of all. So let's talk about the moment that nearly broke McKinley. Jack pulled up with a Maybach, a $210,000 dream car. She saw it and immediately lit up. Her expression said it's all. This was the big one. This was her moment. And then came the twist. I'm kidding. It wasn't hers. It was never meant to be. Jack just brought it over to prank her. And in that split second, everything cracked. If she didn't break down, she didn't scream, but she did look crushed. You could see it in her body language. That awkward smile, that dazed laugh. She said it herself, I almost cried. Even Jack admitted it. He felt guilty. He didn't even drag the bit out because he knew it cut too deep. The prank didn't land, it imploded. This wasn't just another content stunt. This was someone genuinely disappointed on camera, trying to keep it together while the world watched. And the worst part? McKinley wasn't even mad. She brushed it off. Shrugged it. Tried to laugh like it was nothing. Because in this world, If you don't play along, you're the bad guy. After the Maybach prank, things only got messier. Jack tried to spin it as a joke. McKinley tried to act unbothered. But the truth was obvious. Everyone was tired. Tired of the games. Tired of the cameras. Tired of never knowing what's real. In a quiet moment, McKinley said it herself. Is it actually mine? She was talking about the Tesla, but she could have been talking about everything. The relationship, the house, the lifestyle. All of it felt temporary, performative. Then there was the moment where someone joked about comparing cars. Don't ever compare yourself to other people, Jack said, standing in his driveway, surrounded by luxury vehicles. Be smart with your money. I have the car so you don't have to. And that line hit hard, because it summed up everything wrong with the influencer ecosystem. Flexing while preaching humility, saying don't compare while staging every post to look better than the last. It's spiritual gaslighting with a luxury bow on top. And fans, they were starting to see through it. You'd think after the Maybach mess, everyone would lay low. But nope. Instead, it got hide and seek in the house, awkward walk-ins during filming, and yet another round of drama involving the cops. This time, the police were called again, and McKinley was involved again. She was waiting in a parked car outside, trying to retrieve belongings she said Jack had locked away. Her friend, yes, the same one from earlier, was on the scene, explaining to officers why things had escalated. She has every right to be there, he said. She just wants to grab her stuff and leave. She doesn't want drama. She wants peace. But peace doesn't trend. Drama does. And right there, live on police bodycam footage, viewers got another peek behind the curtain. This wasn't entertainment anymore. This was emotional warfare. Public humiliation dressed up as content. Officers stood by as she quietly entered through the back door to avoid more confrontation. The crew outside tried to play it cool, but the energy was off. Everyone knew the cameras might have caught something too real this time. And just like that, another viral clip was born. One more chapter in a story where no one's really winning, and everyone's losing pieces of themselves trying to look like they are. It all came back to Sam in the end. Even after all the new faces, new beef, and new scandals, her name stayed in rotation, not because she wanted it there, but because no one in this group could let her go. She leached off me, then leached off Nian. One of the guys ranted. She started with my brother, then it was me, then it was him. And the hits kept coming. Sam makes $5 a month now. She sells $5 searches on her name. She's not even on OnlyFans anymore. She's just online for free. Every dig got darker, every line more personal. But the loudest message wasn't just that Sam had changed, it was that she had betrayed them. Even when one of them admitted he liked her, said she was a hard worker, it came with an asterisk. She only said all that stuff because people around her made her believe it. She didn't mean it. She was just riding the wave. But the damage was done. The friendship was gone. And the bridge had been burned for views. It should have ended there. But with this group, there's always one more scene. At some point, someone finally said it. We're just defending ourselves here. That's all it is. And that's what it always was. They weren't trying to start drama. They weren't trying to ruin anyone. They were just trying to survive in a space where silence gets spun as guilt, and every viral moment is a potential career killer. The clout graveyard is real, and once you fall into it, the only way out is to start digging someone else's name deeper. They joked about doing a reunion. All the girls that have ever been in Jack's house. Even that turned into a roast. Natalie, Grace, the two little busties, probably start making out. There was no healing, no apology tour, no closure, just more noise. But one voice cut through right at the end. Calm, maybe even regretful. Don't compare yourself to others, he said. I have the car so you don't have to. And for once, it didn't sound like a flex. It sounded like someone trying to justify all of it. The chaos, the pain, the betrayal. Maybe even trying to justify who they'd become. Because after everything, after the Teslas, the Maybach, the breakups, the cops, the latest streams, the drama, what do you really have left? Not fame, not love, not peace. Just content. And content doesn't care who it breaks. The next stream turned into chaos again. Random conversations, tense vibes, an influencer wandering into someone else's shot, getting checked, walking away. Arguments over who is being weird. Awkward flirting, or dismissals. You can't shake my hand like that. I'm just trying to introduce myself. I don't need to shake your hand, bro. It was tense, not playful, and fans could tell. Then came the final straw, someone calling out Nia's relationship. Your girlfriend doesn't love you. She cheats on you. You don't even know it. The chat exploded. Everyone started talking at once. The live stream spiraled. And in the middle of it, someone blurted the line that felt like the thesis of this whole saga. You have nothing in your name. And your girlfriend? Kick? Boom. Silence. Then laughter. Then tension. Then deflection. But the vibe never recovered. Everyone had said too much, and even though they tried to play it cool, it was clear they were exhausted. This wasn't content anymore. This was life unraveling on camera.